Let's try this one. The most disturbing moments on live television.
28th, 2012, a Fox News helicopter is broadcasting live coverage of a high-speed police chase involving a stolen vehicle. Behind the wheel is 33-year-old Jodan Romero, a convicted felon who had just carjacked a man at gunpoint in a Denny's parking lot.
Okay, that's a very common thing for Denny's. Like, dude, if you go to Denny's, you better expect that you're gonna get robbed at gunpoint. I feel like that just comes with Denny's.
Nopa, Arizona. During the pursuit, Romero opened fire on police cruisers, forcing officers to retreat and wait for backup. The helicopter continued following him until he eventually pulled off the road and exited the vehicle.
You never know. Maybe he's taking the carjacked victim to the victim's house. Now, this scares me. What are you doing out in the middle of nowhere, getting out of the car?
Chat, he's right there. So before we get back to this video, I wanted to ask you guys a quick question here. Have you ever Googled your name? Because I Googled my name the other day and something came up that was very concerning. Dozens of creepy data broker sites listing everything from my home address to even my phone number. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that made me feel completely, scared and concerned. Like these companies are making money selling my information without my permission, and it's not just spam emails. They sell this information to marketers, scammers, even stalkers. So obviously, I wanted to get my information removed. However, it's kind of a complicated process, and that's exactly why today's sponsor is Aura. Aura is like a full-on digital security system. They automatically find these data broker sites and scrub your information off without you having to do anything. Plus, they scan the dark web, monitor your credit, alert you to suspicious activity in real time. And they bundle in a password manager, antivirus, VPN, you name it, everything you need. They even include up to $5 million in identity theft insurance and 24/7 US-based support if anything happens to go sideways. Now, I'm not leaving myself exposed, and I don't think you guys should either. So go to aura.com/bionicpig to try Aura for free for 14 days. And in 2 weeks, they'll show you exactly where your data is being sold and who is profiting off of your privacy. Try it and lock down your digital life. In case you were wondering.
I'm just not sure about this. He's getting things out of the vehicle, clearly.
Moments later, Romero starts running aimlessly, appearing disoriented with a gun in hand. What happens next is truly terrifying. Without warning, Romero turned the gun on himself, ending
Oh shit, that was on live TV?
his life. The shocking moment aired live before abruptly cutting to anchor Shepard Smith, who urgently called to cut the feed, but it was too late.
No, get off, 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 get off it, get off it, get off it, get off it.
Oh shit. I remember this one. I didn't know about this one.
At that moment, the realization set in that Fox had just broadcast a man's death live on air.
I don't get it. Don't they have like fail safes where it's like the broadcast is delayed? Like I know the feed is live, but isn't there like, you get the live feed goes through a delay. So they have like the delayed feed that goes live and the feed that actually is there. So then whenever, say someone cusses on live TV or someone does something bad on live TV, they can cut before it happens. Have they never played, what is that game? I played a game on Steam that was just like that. The delay failed,
Shepard
that's weird.
Smith quickly apologized. However, hundreds of thousands, including many young children, had already seen the horrifying incident.
Sometimes we see a lot of things that we don't let get to you because it's not time appropriate, it's insensitive, it's just wrong. And that was wrong. And that won't happen again on my watch.
Dude, you're like, how much money does Fox News make and you guys can't figure this shit out? Like this is just stupid.
And I'm sorry.
Damn, someone got fired? Oh yeah, definitely.
Following the incident, news of the broadcast sparked immediate backlash against Fox. Critics argued that the network should have cut the live stream when Romero exited the vehicle, or at the very least, imposed a longer delay to prevent the tragic moment from being aired. The shocking footage also prompted Jodan Romero's wife, Angela, to file a lawsuit against Fox, citing the severe emotional and
yeah, because that dude was either on something or going through something. Probably a little bit of both. I mean, obviously he ended himself, so he's going through something, but
psychological trauma it caused. She revealed that their children, after hearing rumors about the incident, searched for the footage on.
Oh God. Oh God, no.
Online, only to be devastated when they realized it was their own father. However, the case was ultimately dismissed by a judge who ruled that the broadcast
What?
I don't understand why America live streams car chases.
Because it's entertaining. And also, it's fine because normal live stream, especially live stream like Fox or whatever, are put on a delay where they're in the studio. There's one screen that shows what's actually happening live, and then the other screen has like a 10-second delay. That's how you bleep cuss words in a live show. So if someone says fuck, they can bleep it because they hear it on this, and then they prepare for it on the 10-second delayed one, bleep it. That's how it works. So the fact that they don't have that on Fox fucking News is insane. That is crazy. And also the fact that they didn't get compensation for the trauma that they experienced is just just shows how much pull and how much money Fox News has.
Addressed a matter of public concern and was therefore protected under Fox's legal rights. The unsettling broadcast has largely faded from public memory in the years since, but those who witnessed it live still remember the shocking moment in vivid detail.
I'm sure that stuck
the
with
incident
people.
highlighted the inherent risks of live television, where unforeseen events can unfold in an instant. The Fox
And that's why you have a delay.
News 2012 broadcast will undoubtedly go down in history as one of the most disturbing moments ever captured on live TV. Jimmy Savile was an immensely popular British media personality who rose to fame as the host of several highly successful shows on the BBC network from the 1960s to the early 2000s. One of his most famous programs, called Jim'll Fix It, which premiered in 1975, revolved around Savile granting the wishes of children who wrote to.
I feel like this is gonna go somewhere I don't want it to go. Thank you for the 8 months. Zyrazo? I don't know.
Him, earning him a reputation.
He was a pedo, wasn't he? I mean, I wasn't going to jump to conclusions here because we don't know yet, but a famous dude working with children. I mean,
As a champion for kids and families. Beyond his on-screen persona, Savile was also celebrated for his charitable efforts, raising over $40 million for various causes throughout his life. However, his wholesome and charitable image often led people to overlook his peculiar behavior on camera. While admired by
what the fuck was that?
many, Savile was also known for making strange comments and behaving inappropriately, particularly toward his younger audience.
We have never seen such beauty. Hush, ladies and gentlemen, I know that you're enthusiastic, these beautiful ladies. We have never seen such beauty on such a stage of the... It's delicious, delicious.
I'm sorry, what did you say? What the fuck did you say?
And give our love from Jim'll Fix It to everybody in Japan when you get back there.
Yes, we will.
She's so lovely, she's so beautiful and pretty. I don't...
Lock him up. Lock him up. Oh, great, another pedo. Yeah, and another blatant pedo, too. Just blatantly obvious. Everyone with a brain can see what's going on.
I don't think... Explain to her, I do not think we will let her go back to Japan. I think we will keep her for ourselves. We keep you here all the time.
She wants to stay in London too.
No, we don't know.
She wants to stay. I've got myself a girlfriend. Wow.
Why? Okay. Who thought this was cute? Because I know for a fact whenever this was like aired, people were like, oh, so cute. Oh my God.
Listen, now then. Let's have a look at the good one. Wow. Fabulous. Fabulous. What you got on, baby?
This is my
Just delete this guy. Just get him out of here. We just gone. Get him out. We don't like him.
design of an evening dress.
Wow. Yeah?
And if Sandra will help me, I'll take off the bottom layer.
Okay. I do not like where this is going.
And it'll become a party dress.
I'll have a go.
Oh. What? Stripping on Jim will fix it. My word.
Who the fuck whistled? Who whistled? Arrest that man! Who whistled? What the fuck?
I have two young ladies. They look like a pair of bookends because they're identical, you see. And some weeks ago, my friend on the left here, I did say, it's one of my girlfriends. So she has something to say back, which is...
This is my boyfriend.
Oh.
Man, they just let people do whatever the fuck they want back then, dude. Holy shit.
Oh, so she said it. She said it, you see. Good, you did well there.
Although Jimmy Savile's behavior often raised eyebrows, most people dismissed it as part of his eccentric personality and didn't think much of it. That all changed, however, when serious allegations against him began to surface. By the early 2000s...
Ew! 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 What is this?
Towards the end of Savile's life, Surrey police in England had received...
It took him... He lived his whole life, chat. He lived his whole life. He got to live his whole life.
Dozens of reports about his misconduct, some dating back decades. Despite the rumors about his inappropriate behavior and multiple allegations made over the years, they were largely ignored, and Savile continued to make public appearances without any real scrutiny. But by 2007, the growing number of accusations forced authorities to take action, leading to an official investigation in which Savile was questioned by police. While the claims against him were disturbing, the Crown Prosecution Service ultimately ruled that there was insufficient evidence to move forward with charges.
All right.
Although Jimmy Savile passed away in 2011,
of course
the
he
true
did.
extent of his crimes only came to light after his death.
Of course!
On October 3rd,
Of course!
2012, a documentary titled The Other Side of Jimmy Savile aired, featuring former detective Mark Williams Thomas, who had previously investigated allegations against Savile. In the documentary, several women came forward to share their experiences of being victimized by Savile as teenagers. The broadcast triggered a massive media frenzy, leading hundreds of other victims to come forward with their own allegations, forever shattering Savile's once beloved reputation. As the allegations grew, people began revisiting Savile's old television appearances with a new perspective. In one particularly disturbing clip, Savile can be seen inappropriately touching a young woman live on air.
Burn this man. Burn him. Burn this man. He got deleted, chat. He already got deleted. He got to live his whole fucking life, bro. He got to live his whole life with nothing. No consequences.
All this, as it happened to you, they could get used to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, all we can say is...
Did he say get used to it?
The woman standing beside Savile was Sylvia Edwards, who was just 19 years old when the incident took place in 1976. Years later, she revealed to the media that she had reported Savile's inappropriate behavior to a BBC employee at the time, only to be dismissed and told to get lost in her
What a surprise.
her own words. Sadly, Sylvia's experience was just one of many. In the years following Savile's death, hundreds of other victims came forward with their own stories, with some estimates suggesting he had
1,000?
victimized up to 1,000 people over his nearly 5-decade career. What makes Savile's crimes particularly disturbing is the sheer scope of his depravity. While he primarily targeted young girls, his victims spanned all ages and backgrounds, both boys and girls, as well as men and women, ranging from as young as 5 to as...
I don't get it. This dude also just looked fucking terrifying. Like, what? I'm just confused. How is this guy, like, you know, how is he famous? Like, he looks fucking disgusting. And, like, I don't know. I don't get it.
As old as 75. Savile exploited his powerful position at the BBC, which granted him unprecedented access to children and teenagers who were too afraid to speak out.
Just using the term access to kids and teenagers is fucking unhinged.
Against such a high-profile figure. Even his extensive charitable work, which earned him widespread admiration, was driven by sinister motives. His generous donations to hospitals weren't acts of kindness, but calculated efforts to gain
Jimmy
access
Savile
to some of the most...
hospital. He used to visit it and abuse the disabled patients. He also used to visit troubled kids' boarding schools and take the young girls out. He fundraised a lot, making him a hero.
I think that's what he's talking about right now.
vulnerable individuals whom he preyed upon with impunity. Jimmy Savile stands as a chilling reminder that even those who appear to be the most virtuous can hide unimaginable darkness.
That's
he
crazy.
will forever be known as one of the most disturbing figures in TV history.
That's crazy.
On the morning of...
See, it's times like these, I do wish hell was real, man. You know? Times like these, honestly, I wish hell was real. That'd be nice, bro. That'd be really nice in a situation like that.
August 26, 2015, news reporter Allison Parker and cameraman Adam Ward were in Monetta,
I think I know this one.
Virginia, covering a segment for WDBJ
Yeah.
News. They were interviewing a local named Vicky Gardner at Bridgewater Plaza, a shopping and entertainment complex near Smith Mountain Lake. It was supposed to be a fun segment where they discuss local tourism and economic development in the area. However, as they broadcast live on air,
I know
the
this
interview
one.
would take a horrifying turn.
Help us grow and develop to provide a better experience. We're saying tourism. We want the people that come here to say that was...
Okay, not sure what happened there. We will, of course, let you know as soon as we find out what those sounds were from.
Without warning, a gunman approached the three while they were live on air and opened fire. Allison Parker and Adam Ward were tragically killed at the scene after sustaining multiple gunshot wounds.
Yeah, what wasn't it like a... I forget. Was it a dude who got fired or an ex-boyfriend? I was one of those two.
Vicky Gardner, in a desperate attempt to survive...
Wait, was it... I forget. Oh, well, I'll figure it out. Because maybe it was I think it was a dude who, like, wanted that job. I don't remember.
Played dead,
like
but was still shot in the back. Despite her injuries, she managed to call for help and was rushed to the hospital, ultimately surviving the incident. As the chaos unfolded,
she survived.
Adam Ward's
That's good.
camera continued recording,
didn't know that.
capturing the horrifying incident in real time. The newsroom at WDBJ quickly reviewed the footage and identified the shooter as Vester Flanagan, a former disgruntled employee who had worked at the station under the professional name Bryce Williams.
Yeah.
Flanagan had been fired 2 years earlier and had previously worked alongside both Parker and Ward. Following the attack, Flanagan fled the scene in a rented vehicle, triggering a massive manhunt. While on the run, he took to social media, posting disturbing messages on Twitter, including a claim that he had filmed the shooting. Investigators soon discovered that Flanagan had indeed uploaded a video of the attack from his own perspective to Facebook. Authorities eventually located Flanagan's vehicle on the highway and attempted to pull him over, but he refused to stop and eventually crashed after running off the road. When officers approached the wreck, they found Flanagan inside with a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
He was airlifted to Inova Fairfax Hospital, but succumbed to his injuries just hours later. With Vester Flanagan deceased, investigators turned their attention to his background and social media presence in an effort to uncover a motive for his actions. His former colleagues from WDBJ were interviewed, and many described his behavior as aggressive and unsettling, with several admitting they had felt threatened and uncomfortable around him. Due to his volatile conduct, WDBJ terminated his employment in early 2013. When informed of his dismissal, Flanagan reacted with hostility, lashing out at newsroom staff, which ultimately led to police escorting him from the building. However, Flanagan's troubling behavior was not limited to his time at WDBJ. Following his death, Don Schaefer, a former supervisor who had hired Flanagan at a news station in Florida in 1999, shared his experiences working with him. Here's what he had to say.
He had increasing conflicts with people at the station, especially the floor crew, some of the other reporters, some of the photographers in the field, to the point where he was threatening people, had some physical confrontations with a couple of people, and at one point became such a distraction that we finally had to terminate him.
As part of their investigation, police also examined a lengthy fax Flanagan had sent to ABC News just hours after the shooting. The 23-page document, which Flanagan referred to as his manifesto, outlined his motives and deep-seated grievances. In it, he expressed long-standing anger and frustration with the world, but claimed that his
Why are you showing him?
Final breaking point was the Charleston church shooting that had taken place just 2 months earlier. Flanagan wrote, quote,
Why?
"The church shooting was the tipping point, but my anger has been building."
I'm confused. So, the tipping point was seeing someone else kill people, and so it made you want to kill people? Why?
Steadily, I've been a human
I'm
powder
confused.
keg for a while, just waiting to go boom. He further revealed that the church shooting inspired him to purchase a firearm.
So it did actually just inspire him. That's not a tipping point then. How is that a tipping point? That just means that he's like, oh, that guy did it, I'll do it too. I thought tipping point is like, oh, this pissed me off so much that I'm gonna blow up and kill people. But it's like, no, he literally just like, oh, that guy's cool, I'm gonna do that too.
Stating, quote, "Why did I do it? I put down a deposit for a gun on June 19th, 2015. The church shooting in Charleston happened on June 17th, 2015. The firearm he referenced was the same one he used to take the lives of Allison Parker and Adam Ward." Although no one could have predicted the horrifying act Flanagan would commit, signs of his distress were evident in the months leading up to the incident, both to those close to him and through public encounters. On July 6, 2015, just a month before the shooting, a man named Brandon Foster was driving when he noticed another driver behaving recklessly on the road. Concerned, Foster called out to the driver, warning him to be more cautious. After a brief exchange of words, Foster drove away. However, the man followed him into the parking lot of his destination, where Foster recorded the following video.
Okay, I've actually never seen this. What the fuck?
I've been finished.
Since you're in your car talking all that smack, now you're outside.
And you're still an asshole.
Okay. Are you finished?
I've been finished. You followed me here.
Dude, see, this is why I never trust anyone who road rages like this. Cause like they're just one bad day away from killing someone. They're basically the Joker.
Oh,
Okay, and you need to lose some weight, so.
thanks. Talk to the mirror.
Excuse me?
Jesus Christ. You call a guy out for driving like a prick, he's gonna lose his mind.
At the time, Brandon Foster had no idea who the man in the video was. It wasn't until after the
They're
shooting
looking for a
that he
reason. Yeah, like they're the type of people that, you know, have a bunch of guns at their house and they're like, oh man, I can't wait for the day when someone breaks into my house. Oh God, I can't wait. I just wish someone would just break into my house so I could kill someone legally.
realized the driver was Vesper Flanagan and uploaded the footage to YouTube. On its own, the video may seem like a minor road rage incident, but in light of the tragic events that followed, it takes on a much darker significance. It offers a glimpse into Flanagan's volatile state of mind, showing how
What a great picture. Like this looks like a picture of when you accidentally open your camera and it's already flipped on the front facing camera. That's the type of picture that this is.
easily he could escalate a simple encounter into something more troubling. His story is a harrowing example of how untreated mental health struggles and a destructive mindset can lead to devastating outcomes.
Yep.
On June 22nd, 1994, Colombia faced off against...
Hey, that was the month and year I was born, chat. I'm just kidding. I wasn't born in 1994. I'm not that old.
The United States in the 15th FIFA World Cup at the Rose Bowl Stadium with hopes of advancing to the next stage. As the first half of the match progressed, the score remained 0-0 until something unexpected happened. The game ultimately ended in a 2-1 victory for the United States, resulting in Colombia's elimination from the tournament. Although Escobar's own goal was purely accidental, it would lead to fatal consequences for the 27-
How old are you, Pig?
22-year-old defender. Following the match, Andres Escobar had the option to stay in the United States and spend time with relatives, but he chose to return to Colombia as he wanted to face his people rather than hide. By that point, the story of his own goal was dominating headlines across Colombia. The nation was not only heartbroken over their team's elimination, but also outraged, with many placing the blame squarely on Escobar's shoulders. On the evening of July 1st, Andres Escobar went out with friends to the El Indio nightclub in Medellin. While inside, a group of men mocked him over
I think I've heard of this
for his mistake during the game, prompting him to leave and head to his car in the parking lot around 3 a.m. A short time later, the same group followed him to his vehicle, continuing to taunt him about the own goal. Escobar attempted to...
Dude, sports fans are so fucking insane, dude. Like, oh my God, sports fans, like, can you guys fucking, it's not that big of a deal. It really is not. Jesus Christ, dude. And you think people are like, dude, you know what sports fans are? They're like K-pop fans or Swifties, but for sports. It's literally the same shit. Like they would kill for their sports team, man. Like it's crazy.
To explain that it had been an honest mistake, but the confrontation quickly escalated when one of the men pulled out a firearm and shot him 6 times. He was rushed to the hospital,
what the
but
fuck?
It was too late. Andres Escobar passed away just 30
over a game, my guy? Holy shit, what is wrong with people?
minutes later. In the weeks following the tragic death of Andres Escobar, news of his murder spread rapidly, leaving many in disbelief that a mistake on the soccer field could result in such a horrific outcome. Although Colombia's elimination from the World Cup had sparked frustration and disappointment, few could have imagined it would lead to such a violent act. The man who took Andres Escobar's life was identified as Humberto Castro Munoz, an enforcer for the Henao cartel with alleged ties to the infamous drug kingpin Pablo Escobar.
What? Like, what? Okay, you know what? The dude lost a lot of money on a bet. That's probably what happened here. I feel like dude lost a lot of money on a bet. If he's a part of the cartel or some shit.
He was arrested the night after the murder and found guilty the following year. It is believed that Munoz targeted Escobar because his own goal, which led to Colombia's elimination, resulted in millions of dollars in losses for the cartel's betting operations.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Munoz was sentenced to 43 years in prison. However, he was released after serving only 11 due to good behavior. The death of Andres Escobar sent shockwaves through Colombia and the world as a whole. Millions mourned his tragic passing, with over 120,000 people attending his funeral. In a depressing turn of events, his murder stained Colombia's international reputation, something he had dedicated his soccer career to improving. Though Andres Escobar's life met a tragic end, he will forever be remembered by his nickname, the Gentleman of Football, a title that not only reflected his style of play on the field.
Man, imagine like killing someone over a play, dude. That's crazy.